you need help?
Can you run it?
Do I have to do the time thing too?
No, Angel.
Angel, not bad?
Unless Angel wants to do this. You want to do it?
If you want to, you can. Mom, where's my tablet? I had it right there. Yeah, just try and do the time. I can do that. You want to send me the time? For you, if you want to choose my phone. Sorry. Yeah, mine. The only thing that's going to text is my grandma. Zoom in, zoom out. I can't see. It's frozen. So all these things have a camera's not very fast. So just disregard. All right. Can you see pretty good from here?
Yeah, I think we can. So you don't have to go up or down, just left and right.
Okay. Okay. By the way, see how. Oh my God, it's really so far.
You want to lower it a bit?
I don't want it to camera to be bad. Like for you, it'll be fine. All right, let's see if I can do this. I really struggled yesterday.
I think you could just do it right from here.
Usually I hold it because I try to go fast and then this thing moves. I don't want to drop it. So I'm going to start.
All right, Guardians fans, we are down here in Milwaukee facing off against the Admirals. The Admirals win the face-off. They dump it into the Guardians zone. Simonson back behind his net to retrieve the puck. He gets it taken away. They try to wrap around, and that's battle in front of the net, covered up by Lombardo. Face-off down in the Guardian zone. Albram to take the draw. Guardians pick it up. That's intercepted by Higgy. Higgy now skating along through the neutral zone, gets it over the red line and dumps it in deep. Guardians trying to get on to the puck. Amos there, followed in by Algram. Now battle along the half wall. That's pushing out to the D. D start to back out. Admirals coming through neutral ice. He's got a lane to the net. He takes a shot. That hits off Higgy. Higgy then kicks it off into the far corner, then throws it up to Amos. Amos trying to get it out. He passes it up to Algram. Then Algram goes down. Puck now comes back to the Admirals as they come into the zone. That's poked away by Simonson. Simonson now skating through the neutral zone, gets it over the red line, dumps, and going in for a change. Puck's wrapped all around the Admiral zone. Guardians behind. Catava now with the puck. Skating it back, looking to get it to the front. He passes it behind the net to Lynette. Lynette now circles back around. He's looking for open ice. He skates it into the middle. He gets tripped. Catava takes a shot. That's deflected. And it's a goal! That's a goal for the Guardians. Catava takes a shot. I think O'Brien or Campbell tips that in. I think that's a goal by Campbell from Catava. That's 1-0 Guardians with 13:33 left in the first period. Tobin take the draw. Ref's talking to the scorekeeper, trying to get things situated. And we're back to play. Admirals win the draw, then pass it up the ice, going through. They dump it into the zone. Puck circles around behind the net. Morbacek picks it up. He throws it back. Picked up by Lynette on the half wall. He tries to get up center ice. That hits off a skate back along the half wall. Guardians able to pick it up. They now pass it up. That hits Catava's skate. Now battle at center ice for possession of the puck. Catava comes out with it. He passes it into the middle. Puck ends up coming out of the zone. Admirals then coming through the neutral zone. They're trying to get it down deep. Comes back to Campbell. Campbell now circling around. There you go, cross ice. And they come back cross ice. We're going to have a whistle. We're going to get too many men on the Guardians. That'll be a 2-minute penalty. Face-off will come back into the Guardian zone. They'll have to fend off this penalty kill. Another delay here. We got some problems with the scoreboard, trying to get that penalty on there correctly. Face-off's won by the Guardians. Conlon takes around the net. He escapes, skirts back the other way. He passes it up to Algrim. Algrim now skating it out of the zone. He cuts back, now picked up by Conlon. Conlon now able to get out of the zone, throw it into the neutral zone. They throw it back in. That goes behind the Guardians net. Moravicek in to pick it up. He gets it, passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now tries to get into the middle and throws it out into the neutral zone. Admirals regrouping. Their defense goes down. Algrim picks it up. He goes down. So Algrim's tripped on the way in. He would have had a breakaway. And Admirals are going to have a penalty. We'll go to 4-on-4 hockey. Hava in the take the draw. That's one to Campbell. Campbell shoots. That's blocked by the goaltender, pushed off to the side. They circle around behind their own net. Admirals now breaking out of their zone. They pass it over to their D. D then goes cross ice.
Turn the clock
Then
on!
Simonson steps up. Now Campbell picks it up. He goes around one guy. He's got three. He's got a 3-on-2. Guardians pushing through. Alcantara back to Campbell. Campbell takes a shot. Almost sneaks under the armpit of the goaltender, but he's able to hold on to that, have a face-off down in the Admiral zone. Face-off's won by the Guardians. Comes back to Higgy. Higgy escapes, then throws it back in deep. Guardians now battling down in the corner. Admirals come out with it. They now start to skate out of the zone. He's moving to the outside. He's got the speed. He shoots. That goes wide of the net. Higgy in the corner to retrieve. He passes it up to Algrim. Algrim then passes up to Barr. Barr not able to hold on to that. Puck goes all the way down in the Admiral zone. Battling down in the corner. They pass it up the half wall. That's intercepted by Algrim. They throw it out to the D. Simonson then throws it back down deep. Guardians are now full strength. Admirals skating around behind their net. In pursuit by two Guardians. That's intercepted by Algrim. Now battling again down in the corner. Puck then.
Boys, power play on it.
That puck shot out. That's coming back. Admirals pick it up. They're starting to leave the zone.
Go Jackson!
Catawba didn't take the draw just outside the Guardian zone. That's won by the Admirals. They pick it up and start to enter the zone. They dump it in deep. Cronlund back to retrieve behind the net. He steps around one guy and then goes back around the net the other way. He then passes it up to Amos. Amos trying to get a hold of it. And that puck's hipped in by the Admirals. Admirals then throw it back into the zone behind the net. Morvacek now back in pursuit. He throws it up to Cronlund. Cronlund trying to get it up the half wall. Not able to. Battled out on the half wall. Catawba comes out with it. Trying to get it out of the zone. That's poked out to the Admirals' defense. They're regrouping at neutral zone. They pass it back into their own zone, and their defense circles around behind their net.
On it.
Passes all the way around the boards. And that's intercepted by Campbell. Guardians not able to hold the zone. Now they have to regroup. Puck's loose at center ice, picked up by Catawba. That's thrown in. Admirals throw it back out of the zone, picked up by Morvacek, and then Morvacek throws it in. That's going to be offsides. Guardians make a line change to face off just outside the Admiral zone. So that's won by Guardians. Algram now with the lane to the middle of the ice, throws it on net, and that's gloved by the Admirals goaltender. Face-off's won by the Guardian. Higgy steps up, tries to take a shot. That's blocked, but down in the corner. Battling for the puck. That comes out. That's stopped by Higgy. Comes out of the zone, though. Simonson then circles back. He's looking cross ice. He tries to get it into the middle. That comes out to O'Brien. O'Brien now trying to get it through. That kicks back to the Admirals. Battle now here in the neutral zone. So Simonson steps up, able to get that puck out of his zone, passes it up to Lynette. Lynette now it's room. He goes cross ice to O'Brien. O'Brien catches on the backhand, spins, throws it on net, hits the side of the goal post. We're now going to have a whistle. That's going to be a penalty on the Admirals for body check, and Guardians will go on the power play. Puck's one to Barr. Barr steps out. He drops it to Morvacek. Morvacek then throws it down to Campbell. Campbell now with it behind the net. Battling with one of the Admirals' defensemen. He's pinned along the boards. Tava in the help out. That goes out to Cronlund. Cronlund then starts to skate towards the net. He throws it. That comes over to Barr. Barr catches. He shoots. That's a goal! Shoots, deflects off the stick as he's shooting. Bounces up over the shoulder of the goaltender. And that's a goal by Barr. That puts the Guardians up 2-0. We got 8 minutes, 21 seconds left in the first period. I do believe the assist on that comes from Cronlund as he passes cross ice.
Keep moving, boys. Keep moving.
So another delay, waiting on scorekeepers. Puck drops. Guardians win the draw. Center comes right off the faceoff, gets it down and deep into the Guardian zone. Cronlund hustles back. He circles around the near boards here. He starts to skate it out of the zone. He passes up to Campbell. He can't quite hold on to it, and Admirals pick it up. He's in pursuit by two Guardians right away, but unable to hold his zone. Now Campbell with the puck. He cuts back, steps around two guys. Oh, nice move. He comes in. He's right in the middle of the ice now. He takes a shot. That just goes wide. Barr's able to scoop that, hit that puck down deep in the zone, and it comes all the way back into the half wall. Admirals now pick it up. They throw it around two defenders up the wall. Morvacek going back. He's got a puck brace. Now trying to get it back up the half wall in the Guardian zone. Barr picks it out. He goes cross ice to get it out of the zone. Cronlund now racing to get to that puck, and Admirals beat him and dump it down deep in the zone. Campbell picks it up. He passes it up to Catawba. Catawba now skating on his zone. He passes over to Barr. Barr now steps around. He gets that puck poked away at center ice, but now picked up by Campbell. Campbell's got some speed. He goes around one guy. He's tripped. That's going to be a penalty on the Admirals, and they touch up. That'll be another 2 minutes. Guardians back on the power play.
Wait.
Algram takes the draw. That draw goes to the sideboard. Then out to Guardians defense. They throw it back down deep. Battling now down the corner. Guardians coming in to help. And Lynette's trying to come out with it. Guardians then pass it to the half wall and start to break it out of the zone. They throw it. That's going to be all the way down. Ref calls off icing. Puck wraps around the Guardians' net. Hagee now skating up the ice. He's got speed. He's going to the far side. He's got speed. He's got a lane in the net. He shoots. Oh, that's gloved. He ripped that thing. Goalie's able to glove that one down, though. We're going to have a face-off down in the Guardian zone. Face-off's won by the Admirals into the corner. Puck's then shot in front of the net. Goes all the way through to the far wall. Guardians battle for possession. Admirals come out with it. They then chip it off the boards. Simonson trying to hold on to that. Gets behind him. Hagee then hustling back. Able to pick that puck up. Escapes the forechecker that's on him. He's now moved up the ice. He passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien can't hold on to that. That's going to be icing on the Guardians. Face off in the Guardian zone. Tava taking the draw. He wins that, or Admirals win the draw. Back to the defense. They go D to D. He steps around one guy. He comes in. He tries to get a shot. That's intercepted by Catawba. We're going to get a call for tripping. Not sure about that, but that's the way it goes. Now be 4-on-4 hockey. Face off in the Guardian zone. Battle right at the dot. Cron able to come and push that to the half wall. He then picks it up, cuts back to the middle, passes cross ice to Lynette. Lynette then moving up the ice, gets it over the center line, dumps it in. Admirals pick it up. They start to skate it deep into their own zone and then pass it around the net all the way around the boards. That's picked up by the Admirals winger on the side, and they start to move it out of the zone. That's intercepted by Catawba, then has it poked away. Now battling here. That comes out to the neutral zone. Admirals coming up. They're going to be offsides. And we'll have a face-off just outside the Guardian zone. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first period. Admirals are now full strength. 59 seconds left on their power play. The Guardians will have to kill off. Simonson steps up. He passes it over to Hagee. Hagee now passes it up to O'Brien. That's in his skates, but he's able to get it out of the zone. That goes back to Admirals. They throw it back up the boards in the neutral zone. Now battling here right at center ice. Guardians are able to come out with it and enter into the Admiral zone. He takes a shot. That goes wide. It starts to rim around the boards up out of the zone. Admirals then tuck it back, come back into their zone, skate it around their own net. Algram there in pursuit. He gets control of that puck. He's got it. And we're going to get a penalty. Algram went into that battle on the half wall there. Admirals go down, and we're going to have 2 in the box. 22 seconds left. We're going to have 3-on-5. Face-offs Won by the Guardians. He tries to go high off the glass, but Admiral's able to keep it in. He then rims it around the boards. That goes all the way around behind the net, and Higgy's in pursuit in the corner. He then gets it. He chips it out on one guy, chips it around two, and Guardians are able to get it out. Offsides on the Admirals as it comes out of the zone, and they re-enter without tagging up. On the first penalty by the Guardians, we got 4 seconds left. Puck's won by the Admirals back to their defense. Defense goes to the backhand, then dumps it in deep to the zone. Higgy's now back to retrieve in the corner, and he starts to move it around his net. He cuts back the other way and then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now with the puck. He's got room to skate. He cuts to the outside, throws it around, and gets in his zone. He tries to get it over to Catawba in the middle, but that's broken up by the Admirals. Admirals now coming back the other way. Campbell does a great job back checking, comes back and picks his pocket and gets it back out of the zone. Admirals now regrouping. They go D to D, and they start to move it up the ice through the neutral zone. They now gain the blue line, and they get to the outside. He's taken down by Simonson. That's going to be a trip. Guardians touch up, and that's going to be a whistle. So Simonson will go to the box. 2-minute penalty. We're back to 3-on-5 hockey for another 28 seconds. Then Auburn will come out. Face off in the Guardian zone. Hopefully they can win this puck back into the corner. That puck's won by the Admirals. They throw it in deep around the net. That wraps all the way around. The Admirals are there. More of a check. Then they pass it out front, but that's intercepted by Campbell. Campbell now with speed. He's coming through the neutral zone. He's got 2 defenders in front of him. He cuts to the outside, and that's broken up and goes all the way down in the far corner. Campbell now still trying to get control, but that comes into the middle of the ice. Admirals not able to hold on. It comes back to the Guardians' defense. Now Admirals enter the zone. He cuts back to the middle. He takes a shot. And that goes over the shoulder of Lombardo. That'll be the first goal by the Admirals. Luckily, the first penalty had expired, so now we'll be back to full strength.
Fire up, White. Let's go.
Auburn taking the draw. That's poked in by Algram. Puck's now in the corner of the Admiral zone. They throw it around the net. Their winger picks it up. They try to go center ice. That's broken up by Algram. Algram now at the puck. He passes over to Barr. Barr tries to take a one-timer. Misses, goes into the corner. Now it's picked up by Campbell. He passes it out to Simonson. Simonson shoots. That goes wide. Algram now with the puck. He's trying to get it in deep. That's passed out in front. Puck's loose in front of the net. Goalie dives out and able to cover it up.
Us, White.
Face-off's one to the sidewall. Comes back to the D and then it comes out. Now Guardians regrouping. Moravicek pass over to Cromlin. Then Cromlin up to Amos. Amos not able to hold on, but puck still getting through the zone. Campbell now in pursuit into the corner. Chaba now shoots. That just goes over the net. And it goes all the way over to the far wall. Admirals then try to throw it up the boards. Guardians try to hold it in. Campbell then able to get it down deep. Admirals picking it up, and that's blocked by Catawba. Puck's now down in the corner. They're trying to throw it up the wall. Still battling. They throw it out to the fence. Cronlund trying to hold that blue line, just hops over a stick. Now Admirals go down. Moravicek goes down. He gets out a lane to the net. He shoots. That's stopped. Then pushed to the corner by Cronlund. Cronlund now picks it up. He's got some time. He steps around one guy. Puck's loose in front of the net. Takes a shot. Lombardo able to get down, hold that puck, nearly goes in. Lombardo able to hold on. Puck comes to the half wall here. Higgy then throws up the boards to O'Brien. O'Brien then hustles out, gets past the defense, skating along the far outside. Puck's now in the corner. They're battling behind the net. Puck now comes back the other way. Puck comes back to Higgy. Higgy then shoots. That comes over to Lynette. Lynette has room. He goes out the goaltender. Now skating around behind the net. That goes over. O'Brien tries to take a shot. Doesn't get good stick on it. That goes over in the far corner. Algrim now picks it up high in the zone. He passes it over to Lynette. Lynette then passes out to Higgy. Higgy then skates around, passes it back to Lynette. Lynette then throws it into the middle. That's picked up by O'Brien. O'Brien then goes to Simonson. Simonson throws over to Lynette. Lynette now with the puck. He's circling into the middle. Pass to O'Brien. O'Brien out to Simonson. Simonson then over to Higgy. Higgy shoots. And we're going to get a penalty. Not sure who or why. So going to be a crease violation. No penalty. Algrim then takes the draw. Algrim picks it. He enters the zone. He now skates it into the middle. He takes a shot. That goes wide. Battling now on the half wall. Algrim tries to get it through. That's intercepted by the Admirals. The Admirals now start to skate it out of the zone. They pass it up. That's intercepted by the Guardians. Algrim now with the puck. He's got room. He skates to the outside, then passes over Lynette. Lynette backhands, hits off the post, and it goes into the corner. Admirals now start to leave the zone. That comes all the way out. Morbacek back to retrieve in his own zone. He now passes it over to Cronlin. Cronlin then tries to get it over to Algrim, but that's tipped. And we get a horn, and that's going to be the end of the first period. Now let's start the second period.
On white.
Guardians win the draw. Campbell picks it up. He skates it over the red line. He's going in the middle of the ice, takes a shot. That's gloved by the Admirals goaltender. Puck's won by the Guardians. Campbell now circling. He tries to get it deep in the zone. He now regains. He gets it in the middle of the ice. He takes a shot, and that's gloved or held onto right by the goaltender. Have another face-off here in the Admiral zone. Cronlin skates it into the zone. That goes deep. Now Admirals pick it up in the corner. They pass it up the sidewall here. Cronlin steps up. He's able to hold the zone. Campbell now in pursuit. And that puck comes out. Defense step up. That hops over the stick of bar, but it goes deep into the zone. They then throw it around behind their net. Campbell's over there to challenge. Campbell's trying to get to that puck. Now it comes over to the other corner. That comes out to defense. Moravchuk gets it. He passes it up to tries to get it to bar. Now Campbell has it behind the net. He's trying to get it to the front. He's got it right there. He backhands. That deflects out the goal. He got a loose puck. That kicks out. Admirals throw it. That goes all the way down. Battle. Admirals win the draw. Then they throw it out to the D. Simonson picks it up. He's got a lane. He takes a shot. That's tipped. But ends up right into the midsection of the goaltender. He's able to seal it up. Admirals win the draw back into their D. That's blocked. They throw it up. Algrim's trying to hold the puck in the zone, but Admirals are able to get it out. They're now skating over center ice. They pass to the outside. They're not able to hold on to it. It goes all the way down into the corner. They take a shot. That goes way wide. Rims around all the way. They throw it back on net. Lombardo tries to go down, but it just goes through. That's a goal. Tied up 2-2. Face-off won by the Admirals, goes back to their D. They try to go D to D, but that misses. That goes deep into the zone. Campbell now in pursuit. Tava now trying to hold the zone. That hits off him. Battle now in the half wall. That kicks out to Moravchuk. Moravchuk holds the zone. He passes over to Cronlin. Cronlin now has room. He takes a shot. That hits off of the offensive player by the Admirals. Now Admirals skating out of the zone. They have guys steps around center ice. He's coming through the middle. That's broken up by Cronlin. Then pushed over to the half wall. Admirals then poke it around, get it deep in the zone. Tava picks it up. He circles around in front of the net. He's now got room to skate. He passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien then pokes it up. And Admirals are able to throw it out of the zone. Guardians trying to regroup. That puck's intercepted. Now it comes back to Moravchuk. Moravchuk throws it all the way around, rims the boards. Tried to be picked up by Lynette. Lynette then moves it over. That puck's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now skating it through. Lynette's able to get back. Now he has control of the puck. He's coming back out of the zone, skating it up through neutral ice, gains the center ice. Now he's in the middle. That's poked away. Now Cronlin has the room. He loses that puck. Admirals now coming back, and they're able to chip it up out of the zone. That deflects. Moravchuk now going all the way back. Now starts to move it up the ice. He passes it up to Barr. Barr gets it lost in his skates. Admirals pick it up at neutral zone. Now they dump it all the way in. Cronlin now retrieves it back in the far corner. He cuts back the other way. Now there's a battle in front. So that puck's thrown behind the net. Auburn battling down there with the defense. Moravchuk then throws it around to Cronlin. Cronlin passes it up to Campbell, trying to tip it around. And the puck ends up back into the Guardian zone. Cronlin steps around a guy behind the net. He passes it up, trying to get it to Algrim. That's intercepted and back into the zone. Puck's now coming up the half wall. Barr picks it up. He starts to skate it out of the zone. He skates over into middle ice. He's got some room. He's trying to go around. That's broken up. Comes into the corner. Barr now battling for control of the puck. He comes out with it. He's going to try to get it in front. He moves it. That's puck's right in front. He backhands. That goes wide. Barr now back with it. Puck now into the corner. Battling right behind the net. Algram now with it. Right in front to O'Brien. And that's a goal! Battle behind the net. Algram able to come out with it. Get it out in front to O'Brien. O'Brien then hits the goal post and deflects into the goal. That'll put Guardians up 3-2 with 10 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second period. Face-offs won by the Admirals. They then pass it up. They get over center ice and dump it down deep into the zone. That puck deflects, runs all the way around the boards behind the net. Algram picks it up in the far corner and then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now with the puck. He's got a guy hot on his tail. He's taken down. They're going to get a penalty. Guardians now with the puck. So he passes it out. Ref then blows it. That's going to be a penalty on the Admirals. Face-offs won by the Guardians. Campbell picks it up. He skates it deep in the zone, then it skates back. He passes it back to the defense. Admirals then intercept. Now they're coming back the other way. He's in hot pursuit by two Guardians. They have to dump it in deep. Peggy now picks it up. He retrieves it behind his net, and he starts to move it up the ice. He passes it up to Campbell. Campbell then trying to get it into the middle of the ice. That comes all the way over to Amos. Amos then moves it over to Catawba. Catawba then moves it to Campbell. Campbell steps around one guy. He's got a lane to the net. He takes a shot. That just goes over. Catawba then picks it up on the half wall, passes it back to Higgy. Higgy then throws it up the boards, get it in deep, comes right back to him. Higgy then gets it over, tries to pass for Simonson, able to deflect it back in, picked up by Catawba. Catawba then centers the puck. Admirals pick it up, start to skate it out of the zone. Guardians now got to regroup. They pass it up to Amos. Amos not able to hold on to that. Sorry, that's Campbell. Campbell now with the puck. He's skating around the net. He passes it out in front. That's deflected out by the defense. Now back behind the net. That comes over to the corner. Admirals pick it up, and they pass it out. There comes to Simonson. Simonson then passes it over to O'Brien. O'Brien gets it. He passes it back to Higgy. Higgy steps up. He skates around one guy. He passes it over to Lynette. Lynette trying to get a hold of it. Shoots a hard angle shot right into the midsection, and that's held on to by the Admirals goaltender.
Keep moving, boys. Keep moving.
Faceoffs won by the Admirals, back into their corner. They start to come out of the zone. That's held by the Guardians. O'Brien comes out with a pass to Algram shot. That's blocked by the goaltender. O'Brien now with it. Algram then able to break that up. He circles back into the top of the zone. He cuts back the other way. He's now got room to the middle. He tries to get it over to Lynette. That's broken up. Guardians now coming back. They got a 3-on-2. Cromlin back. He pushes him to the outside. Does a good job. He lays down, breaks that up. Guardians come back the other way. Algram now with the puck. He's got one guy to beat. He's got a guy with him. He comes back. He takes a shot but whiffs. And now Admirals are coming back the other way. Morbacek passes it over D to Cromlin. Cromlin now steps around one guy. He then puts it on net. And that's deflected off into the corner. Catawba now picks it up. He cuts back. He's trying to get it into the middle, but that's deflected. Puck's now behind the net. Picked up by Katava. Katava now trying to get it out in front, but he has that puck taken away. Admirals now pass it out to the half wall. Bar steps up, able to keep that puck in deep. So they now try to get it into the middle. Admirals come back to wall. Puck ends up going behind the net. That comes back out to the D. Cronlund now with the puck. He throws it down deep to Campbell. Cronlund steps up, able to hold his own. Now Campbell with the puck. He's taken down. That's going to be a penalty for body checking on the Admirals. Guardians will have an opportunity here as they go in the power play, face off in the Admiral zone.
Keep moving, boys. Keep moving.
Katava in to take the draw. That's one over to Campbell. Campbell now battling in the wall. He's got room. He's trying to get it into the middle. That kicks back. Now Simonson's going to step up, hold his own. He tries to throw it in deep, but he's not able. That puck comes all the way down. Not enough for an icing. Actually, it will be. Puck will now come back into the Admiral zone. 1 minute, 13 seconds left on the power play.
Pick up, White. Let's go.
Puck's one to Campbell. Campbell then passes it over to Higgy. Higgy now steps, shoots it on net. That's deflected. Goalie's able to direct that right into his glove. We're going to have another face-off. We had a tip there right in front of the net. Goalie's there to hold on to that one. Face-off's one again. Campbell tries to take a shot, not able to get it off. He's now with it. He circles back around. He's got room. He's trying to get it out front. He steps. He tries to get it over the bar, but that's deflects off his skate. So he's taken down. Admirals now throw it high. Simonson does a good job with the stick, just not able to keep it in the zone. He now enters. He's got room. He takes a shot. That's block, comes back. Defense now able to step up. Hagee does a great job holding that zone. It comes back to Campbell. He's now battling down in the corner. Katava now in pursuit. Comes back to Higgy. Higgy now steps up. He goes around one guy and then moves it back to Katava. Katava now trying to get it out to the D. Not able to quite get there. Admirals come back. They go all the way across ice. As they come into the far side of the zone, he then throws it out. That goes around the net. Simonson picks it up. As he starts to skate it out of the zone, he then passes it up to Barr. Barr's able to get around one guy. He's got room. He then takes a shot. Doesn't get much on it. Right into the midsection of the goaltender. Algrim now in to take the draw. That comes back. Amos trying to get it out to the D. D steps, but it gets around him. Now Cronlund's got to get back. That puck comes out to the front. That goes all the way into the far corner. They then try to throw it back out front. Puck's loose. And they're able to tap that in. .5:13 left in the second period. Game tied at 3. Face-offs won by the Admirals to their defense. They throw it up the wall, and they enter the zone. Guardians pick it up in the corner. They start to skate it around. That's passed up to Amos. Amos now with the puck. He leaves their zone. He gets Soto over the red line and then dumps it in. That's now sent over cross ice. Admirals coming back the other way, and that's picked up by Algrim. Algrim trying to get out of the zone. He's still got control of the puck. He's got room to skate. That's poked away by the Admirals. Admirals able to get it out of the zone.
Get back.
They throw it up the boards to Cronlund. Cronlund now with the puck. He's got some time. He passes it up to Amos. Amos not able to hold on to it. Admirals now throw it back in the middle ice. Now Cronlin skates it back. He's got room. That's going to be offsides by the Guardians. Catawba now with the puck. He skates it into the zone. He throws it on net. Goaltender's able to hold on to it. Faceoff's won by the Guardians. Now pushed out to Higgy. Higgy then tries to get it on net. That's blocked. Now Lynette with the puck. He passes it over to Campbell. Campbell now steps up. He throws it into the middle. That's right in front. Trying to get it. Puck's loose. Goaltender's now able to cover it up.
Keep working it.
Face. Have a whistle on the face-off. We're going to do a redraw here. Faceoff's drawn to the half wall, picked up by Lynette. Lynette tries to get it back to the D, but that's picked off. Higgy then able to lift that stick. Puck goes down into the far corner. Higgy comes out with it. He chips it up high. That comes to Campbell. Campbell now skating up to the puck. He gets it. He takes it around behind the net. He's stepping around. He passes it out to Higgy. Higgy catches it on the backhand, then dumps it back in deep to Campbell. Now battling on the half wall. Tava steps in to help out. Now Campbell comes out with it. He tries to get it out front. That's deflected. Then goaltender's able to get it back to himself and hold on.
Come on, Jackson, get it. Get witty.
Face-offs won O'Brien. O'Brien goes back to Cronlin. Cronlin then passes over to Morvacek. Morvacek throws it. That goes wide into the corner. O'Brien picks it up. He goes down. Algrim comes in to help out. He passes over to Barr. Barr then takes. He throws it on net. That's deflected wide. And Admiral's coming up. Morvacek steps up, able to hold his own. Now Algrim with the puck. He's mobbed. Guardians Admirals then are able to throw it out of the zone. Cronlin picks it up to regroup. He throws it over to Morvacek. Morvacek then lifts up ice, passes it to O'Brien. O'Brien now skates into the middle. Pucks one back into the corner. Higgy now picks it up behind the net. He tries to get it up the half wall, but that's blocked. Admirals then pass it out top. That comes back to their D. He skates it out of their own zone, trying to regroup. In pursuit by Lynette. He throws it, and we're going to have a whistle. Face-off will come right outside the Admirals zone. That's one back by the Guardians. And then Lynette trying to throw it in deep. Now battling here right on the blue line. And the Admirals are able to get it out, but we're going to get a horn for the end of the second period. Scores 3-3 going into the third. All right, we're about here to start the third period. Admirals trying to get their bench in order. Puck drops. Admirals win it back to their D. They now throw it to center ice. Algrim now with it. He's got some speed. He skates it in. He pushes to the outside. Not able to get a shot off. Battling now down in the corner. Puck's thrown out front to Lynette. Lynette trying to get a hold of it. Puck's still back in the corner. Guardians now skating it around their net. Trying to find an opening. He drops it back to Simonson. Simonson then skates it deep into the zone. Lynette trying to get control of that puck. Admirals come out with it. They then try to pass it. That comes out of the zone. Simonson passes it over to Higgy. Higgy steps up, but that's deflected out of the way. Now Admirals coming back. They gain the zone. Simonson pushes them to the outside. And picked up by Algrim. That puck's now deflected right in front of the net. And that's picked up by Campbell. Campbell's able to get it out of the zone. He's now got room. He's got Algrim with him. He skates. He shoots. That's deflected off a skate by the Admirals defenseman. Admirals are now skating it out of the zone. They gain the Guardian zone to the outside. They then shoot. That goes wide. Comes all the way back to the Admirals defense. And they're able to skate it deep into the zone. Moravicek there. He's trying to get control of that puck. Puck comes around the net.
Move it, White.
He throws it around the boards to Lynette. Lynette then moves it to Campbell. Guardians now regain the lead, 4-3, 9 minutes, 49 seconds left in the third period. The Admirals win the draw, back to the defense. That's blocked by O'Brien. Battle now just outside the Admirals zone. That comes. Campbell creates space, finds Simonson waiting on the point. He has room to skate it in, takes a shot, rips it in past the goalie, and that's a 2-goal lead for the Guardians. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left in the third period. Huge goal for the Guardians.
Full speed, buddy.
Face-off drawn, Admirals pick it up. They try to throw it deep in the zone. That's kicked out by Skate. Admirals now picks it up at the top of the zone. Admirals almost get a shot, but O'Brien's able to lift that stick. Puck now skirts out of the zone.
Stay on it.
Admirals go D to D. They're trying to gain that red line to be able to dump it in. Now Katava with the puck. Kronlund steps up, comes back to Morvacek. Morvacek then passes it up. But Admirals are able to intercept. Now Katava intercepts that puck, not able to hold on to it. Admirals go cleanly. Now Katava picks it up, enters the zone. He skates it into the middle, takes a shot. That deflects high up over the net. Now into the corner. That comes out to Morvacek. Morvacek able to throw it back in deep behind the net. The net now in. Admirals reverse it and come back the other way. Puck's now on the half wall. Admirals pick it up, chip it out of the zone. Morvacek now intercepts. Ogram's now able to step up. Puck's right on the blue line. Admirals able to hold. They then throw it towards the net. Lombardo deflects that puck into the corner. That comes all the way out to the blue line. Crowlin does a great job holding that wall. That deflects off a shin pad and out of the zone. He now passes it back to Morvacek. Morvacek now passes it up to Campbell. Campbell wheels around to the outside. He's got some room. He's now skating around the net, trying to find some opening. He's got Crowlin. He stops. He goes back the other way. He then passes it down behind the net to Lynette. Lynette now scoops around. He passes it out to Algram. Algram's not able to hold on to that cleanly. Now Admiral's coming out of the zone. They chip it out. That comes back to Crowlin. Crowlin's got to regroup. He's looking. He finds the middle of the ice. Campbell does a nice job just tipping that deeper into the zone. Admirals pick it up. They go D to D behind the net. Algram now battling on the half wall, trying to keep that puck in the zone. That stop. Campbell now with it. He's got a lane to the net, and he's stopped up. The Admirals pick it up, and they're skating around their own net and then pass it up to the winger on the half wall. They're now start to leave the zone. They pass it up to the middle. They're now coming through center ice. We got a one-on-one. Higgy does a great poke check, pokes that puck to the boards. Now Algram picks it up. Battling here on the half wall. Puck's now down in the corner. Higgy with it. He passes it up to Algram. Algram's trying to chip it out to the middle of the ice, but that's deflected back into the zone. Higgy now skates it around his own net. Passes it up to Campbell. Campbell tries to tip it to Algram. Algram now with the puck. He skates it to the outside. He passes it over behind the net. Lynette now trying to pick it up. He stops, comes back the other way to keep that puck deep. He picks it up. He's trying to find someone out front. Stops behind the net and then throws it. Comes in, shot. That's deflected high into the netting.
Awesome, Briggs.
So Lynette finds the man right in front. Takes a shot, but it's deflected high up into the netting.
Good job, boy. Keep it up.
Face off in the Admiral zone. That's won by the Guardians. Barr trying to hustle back, keep that puck in the zone. Admirals come out with it. Morvacek does a good job playing that puck. And he gets it and throws it back to Crowlin behind the net. Now Barr picks it up on the half wall. He passes it up to Katava. Katava now passes it over to O'Brien. O'Brien then goes down, not able to do it. Admirals are coming back the other way. Barr's hard in pursuit. That deflects off a skate, and that's going to come out of the zone. Admirals got to regroup. O'Brien does a good job trying to pick that up. Now puck gets shot back into the zone, picked up by Crowlin behind the net. He skates it around. He cuts back, reverses, goes back the other way. Reverses again, then passes it up the half wall to O'Brien. O'Brien now trying to get it into the middle. He's not able to do so. Admirals intercept. That's poked away by Crowlin back into center ice. Puck's then thrown back. Crowlin steps around one guy, passes it up. He's now got it. He gains the zone. He passes it over to Barr. Barr steps around one guy, shoots, and that's a goal! Crowlin able to pick that puck up at center ice, steps around one guy, passes it over to Barr, who dekes around one guy, has the backhand, beats it over the shoulder of the goaltender. That'll put a 3-goal lead for the Guardians, 6-8. 2 minutes, 44 seconds left in the third period. Admirals win the draw. They gain the red line, dump it deep into the zone. Hagee now back to retrieve the puck behind the net. He's looking over his shoulder. He stops. He reverses back the other way. He now passes it up to O'Brien. Or sorry, that's Campbell. Campbell now with the puck. He's got speed. He's skating it to the outside. That's going to be just offsides. Face-off will be just outside the Admiral zone. Puck's one deep into the zone by Algram. He's now in pursuit. They go D to D behind the net, and then they pass it up to their winger. He's trying to bid it back to the center, but Algram gets back, intercepts that puck. He now steps around one guy at center ice. He now gains control. He's now entering the zone. He steps through. He comes around one guy, two guys. then circles back the other way. He passes it over to Simonson. Simonson shoots. That's deflect. Loose puck. That's kicked out by the Admirals. Simonson trying to hold the zone. Puck just comes out. They touch it up inside the zone. That's going to be offsides. Admirals win the zone, back to the defense. They throw it up the boards into the neutral zone. That's picked up by Moravchuk. He skates it back to the zone. Each goes D to D. Cromlin not able to hold on. He tries to get it up. That's picked up by Katava. Katava skates it around his net. Passes it up to O'Brien on the half wall. O'Brien not able to hold on to it cleanly. Good stick by Cromlin. He passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now entered the zone. He's now trying to get it up to Lynette. Unable to get it there. Tava does a nice job, able to get control of that puck, get it down deep. Lynette picks it up behind his net, skates around, cuts back the other way, now cuts back. He goes down. He's trying to get it to Campbell. Campbell now steps around. He takes it around behind the net. He passes it out to Cromlin. Cromlin now throws it back. And Admirals are able to pick up that puck. They throw it up the walls. And Admirals able to break out of the zone. Now Cromlin's able to pick up that loose puck. Circle back the other way. He's now got some room to skate. He's skating it into the zone. He passes it over Lynette. That pass is a little far. Lynette picks it up in the corner. Lynette still with the puck. He passes it over. That goes all the way through the house. And then Campbell's able to get in. Now battling on the wall. Campbell comes out with it. He's got control. He's got it behind the net. He comes around the other way. He's looking for room. He cuts back. He passes it out to Moravchuk. Moravchuk then throws it deep into the zone. Barr's now behind the net. Circling back, he's trying to get it in the middle. That puck stripped away. Admirals now coming through center ice. Moravchuk tries to poke check. Admirals lose control. And that's going to be the end of the third period. That's a 6-3 victory for the Guardians for the first game of the day, facing the Milwaukee Admirals. Just want to say thank you for watching this morning. We'll be back in a couple hours, and we'll see you then. This is Guardian signing off.